Who's your coach?
Yeah, you don't know. Just kidding.
I guess tell us. TUF's been around. A lot of fighters really use that to sort of catapult themselves. And talk a little bit about the experience of being on the show, being with undefeated fighters, and maybe some of the things that surprised you about the experience.
Yeah, so the Ultimate Fighter, the undefeated season has just been, a super special, unique experience. Everybody on the show is super funny. We got the opportunity to get to know each other and just really have a good time. It wasn't that crazy, hard of a time. I actually enjoyed it, and I thought it was more of a vacation than anything. But besides that, it was super funny. I honestly think it's probably the best season in a while, and it's gonna be. You just got to stay tuned.
You said you had a lot of fun. Did you hear horror stories going in from past fighters that didn't enjoy their time in the house?
Yeah, I know a few fighters. I know at least 10, 15 guys that have been in the show before. And they said it was going to suck and all that stuff. But honestly, I had an awesome time. And being with, the crew, being with the people and the coaches, it was just not only an amazing time, but everybody just kind of expressed themselves. So many people had different personalities. So many people were able to joke on each other. We were able to build that relationship where we can clown on each other and have a good time. Sometimes people get heated, but we also get to, just get to know each other, play games, and just start a new chapter in The Ultimate Fighter.
And your season is unique where it has two champions coaching. I know you can't say who is your coach, but what was it like being around DC and Stipe?
So, yeah, DC and Stipe are super, level-headed, full of knowledge, and they also they know how to coach. Plus, they know how to fight. Their mindset is just super, it's extraordinary, and it's super cool to not only hang out, but train with these guys, to watch the fights with these guys and stuff like that. So it's cool to have UFC champions as the coaches, and I think that's something that's super unique.
What's it like to be here, knowing that the ultimate goal is to be out there and entering the octagon yourself, but how's it feel to be out there taking in the atmosphere and hoping for that to be for you?
Yeah, exactly what you just said. It's a feeling, it's an experience, and it's a great thing. I've had Luke Sanders fought on the card. He's one of my teammates. Courtney Casey, John Moraga, and Dan Murray, they're all some of my teammates. So watching them fight and just watching the walkout, watching the cameras in the face after, it's a exaggeration for me to just really imagine myself and see myself in there, getting that W, and just expressing myself as a mixed martial artist.
Has it been hard not to talk about the season now that you're out of the house?
Yeah, it actually has been kind of hard because we had such a great time. So, I just want to let it all out. And now that it's coming up, on Wednesday, I can't wait till the first episode airs, and it's going to be super, super exciting.
What's the first thing you did when you got out of the house?
Let me see.
What's the thing you were thinking about in the house that when you got out, you're like, I have to do this? I missed this.
Honestly, I went home, I saw my girlfriend, and that's about it, man.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of what I did, and just continuing to do what I did on the show, but it helped me become a better person. And any episodes in the future, any people that are trying to get on the Ultimate Fighter, that is definitely an experience you want to have before you go in the UFC, for sure. Not only will it give you exposure, but you're going to be able to show yourself, whether you're a wuss, whether you cry on TV, it's okay. You know what I mean? Not saying I did, but
well, we'll see soon enough.
Okay.
Did you feel like you got something more mental out of it? With the pressure, being secluded and just being around a bunch of other fighters that ultimately you could be fighting. Do you feel like you gained a lot of mental strength that you can use going forward?
It was a balance. It was a balance of mental strength. It was a balance of learning more physical techniques, from just feeling the overall energy from everybody, and having that new sense of energy, having that new sense of vibration towards MMA, towards other people, and just living with those big, stronger waves, you know what I mean? So before, you're kind of timid and you have some type of idea of what you want to do, when you're in a crowd of people, but you kind of hold yourself back. Now it's I just feel like I want to open up. I just want to get out of that shell, and I kind of want to just be exactly who I was created to be, which is how everybody is.
Was it hard to get used to the cameras always around?
No, actually it wasn't. Honestly, after a few days, it it's pretty fun. And I started actually getting along with, no, not the camera like that, but you know, just started to use the camera to just express myself more. Not trying to be somebody else, but every time I seen a camera, I just made sure that way I was just myself. And that's a great way to just show who I am.
Was there a sense that some fighters were acting up for the cameras when the cameras were on them?
Of course, yeah. When the camera started, there's always going to be people who are trying to act, you know, especially if me right now, I'm trying to change my posture. Of course, people are going to always try to up their scale, but it's not our job to, because I'm going to do the same thing. And whether that's me acting like a doofus or me acting proper, whatever I do, that's who the unique individual is.
Hey,
so,
sorry. If you could compare a practice in the UFC, the TUF gym, to a practice in the lab, what would be the similarities and differences?
So the similarities were the fact that there were so many different fighters and so many different people that you kind of look up to and you've seen in the past, because I've been a fan of this sport since I was, I don't know, 6 years old. I'm 22 now. Even Rob Emerson, I was just talking to him. I sparred him yesterday. I met him when he was on the TV show and I was 12 years old. Got a picture of me choking him out. And now we're hanging out, sparring with each other. So it's kind of like that type of experience. Going with Benson Henderson, you know, having people that are above in the sport able to just take you up, looking at me like a little brother, helping me out, beating me up at times. But same thing with the Ultimate Fighter show. There was the coaches, Stipe and Cormier. There's a lot of other guests that will be on there. And the practices were pretty much the same. I've seen a lot of stuff at the MMA lab, you know, with sequences, with different drills, with different types of martial arts. But it's all the same. Once you realize that all martial arts are the same, and once you can mix things up, and there's so many different minds, there's so many different types of people that have different aspects and outlooks on the same, you know, spectrum of color, but there's just different colors. So if you can take everything, and you can take all different martial arts and just keep an open mind like a sponge, keep taking in, oh, this guy's Greco stuff here, or this guy's got some good, you know, knees, and you can put it together in your own style where it's not too hard for you to translate it. I think that's the next generation of MMA fighters, which is who I'm becoming.
Appreciate it.
You said you've been a fan of the sport for a while, and you said you knew guys on the past TUF seasons. Is there a season from the past that sticks out the most in your mind, or your favorite season?
I like the Kimbo Slice season, heavyweights, of course. Besides that, let me see. Efri Escudero was one of my teammates.
Yeah.
He won that. What's that?
I think that was season 8.
Yeah, Nate Diaz, Rob Emerson too.
Yeah, 5, season
right?
5.
Season 5. Who else? Lauren Murphy, she just got off. She was on there. Who else? I'm trying to think of some people. But yeah, man. You guys got any other questions?
No. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys here smile for me for a second.